What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Voice Talks. My name is Voice of G, and today we are covering UFC 290. And today, man, I am so excited to talk about this main card, but I will definitely give a big shout out to Robbie Lawler, who finished the prelims on a very positive note, got his 30th career win with a big knockout against Nickal, and he ends his career on a positive note. We've seen a lot of these legends get broken down and just lose fight after fight, but he did not go that route. He wins out on top in a magical Cinderella finish with a big knockout in the first round of Nickal. So shout out to Robbie Lawler. Let's go ahead and get to the main card. Robert Whittaker, love Robert Whittaker, going against Du Plessis from South Africa. And we knew already going into this fight, the winner of this fight would definitely be the number one contender and face Israel Adesanya in a middleweight championship bout. Adesanya was turned throughout the night, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But definitely this fight had big implications for Robert Whittaker and Drucus Du Plessis, and it was an incredible fight to start. You know, Robert Whittaker with his signature high kicks did a really good job trying to, keep separation between both fighters. But at the end of the day, the guy with the heavier hands won, and that was Du Plessis, who nearly won in the first round. Robert survives, goes into the second, still very wobbly, still very hurt from that first round. And Du Plessis, the press conferences that are going to come out of this are going to be very good for the UFC. Of course, race now has been involved, and that's always a touchy subject. But if there's this friendly banter between both of these guys, both of these gentlemen, it's going to be exciting. Du Plessis seems to be like a very calm and collected guy, especially after, getting this opportunity to fight for a belt. He seems a lot more calm about it. He seems a lot more chill. Israel Adesanya, on the other hand, looked, some people were saying that maybe he was drunk. These fighters that like to drink and stuff during the fights and just have, enjoy themselves. And maybe he had too much to drink, and that's why he was so unhinged, so loose. But hey, maybe Du Plessis is in Israel Adesanya's head. But of course, we shall see when they meet in the octagon, hopefully later this year. But who knows? Dana White is yet to announce a fight date for both of those guys. But I'm extremely, extremely excited to see them fight each other. So let's go ahead and get to our first championship fight. It was Brandon Moreno against Alexander Pantoja. And this was an amazing fight. It went all 5 rounds. Maybe how some of you expected. Maybe how me and some others did not expect. But it was a very enjoyable fight, very back and forth. Brandon Moreno did have 2 reversals in the 3rd round against Pantoja, who was trying to submit him throughout the fight. Although Pantoja did, I would say, empty the gas tank early in this fight, early in that first round, second round. He emptied the gas tank and he looked tired throughout the rest of the fight. But he opened up with some straight jabs, some very, very good punches that caught Brandon very, very well early. And maybe that is why Pantoja ended up winning this fight. But like I said, it was a very close fight. But I think in the second half of the fight, 3rd and 4th rounds, definitely I would have given that to Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno, again, with the reversals. You can try to submit somebody so many times, and they are escaping every single time. And they are able to reverse those submissions. Like, I can't give somebody brownie points because they tried something and then they didn't get it. But not only that, they were reversed. So, I think Brandon Moreno did a really solid job in the later rounds to kind of hold his own and show the judges that, hey, remember, I am the champion. You got to completely take me out. You got to strip the belt from me for me not to be a champion. But at the end of the day, the judges probably felt that Pantoja did enough to win. And there was some boos, and the commentary, including Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier, were questioning the moves or questioning the decision by the judges. And, we have to respect the judge's decision. I mean, it kind of is what it is. I would love to see both of these guys run it back. But if you ask me, I think Brandon Moreno won this fight, especially in the later rounds where you had Pantoja, who was completely gassed, wasn't really going for it. And at the end of the fight, where it ended with Brandon Moreno against the cage, Pantoja was hanging on him, trying to get, a choke. But he did it. He didn't secure anything, and he kind of just was laying on him. It kind of just looked like Brandon Moreno was wearing a book bag towards the end of that round. Now, the YouTube police did crack down on a lot of these highlights, so I was not able to grab highlights for this fight, but I do have some really, really important pictures and, of course, the post-fight to show you guys. And if you look at through some of these pictures, I mean, the exchanges between these guys were very, very entertaining. Yair Rodriguez hanging back, trying to get some kicks going early in this fight. He does have that taekwondo style, and he loves his kicks. And, it seemed like Alexander Volkanovski did allow some kicks early on, didn't check them, kind of just let it happen a little bit. But then at some point, you could tell he was just reading when to counterattack. He catches Rodriguez right at the perfect time, right as the kick is thrown by Rodriguez. Alexander Volkanovski returns the favor, gets the takedown. I mean, just look at this photo right here. Alexander Volkanovski looks so strong in this fight. Look at his back. He's just able to pick this other human being up no matter no matter what's going on. He's going to have that wrestling intact. And he just completely dominated into that second round. The end of the first round domination, but then second round just finishes the job for episode. Definitely check us out, voice_visions on Instagram, and then on the YouTubes, of course, Voice Visions. Check us out, and and I'll see you guys on the next big UFC event.